Gaming isn't just about playing, it's about immersion, precision, and enjoying every detail of the experience. And when it comes to enhancing your gameplay, the right monitor can make all the difference. In this video, we're showcasing the 5 best gaming monitors that deliver stunning visuals, ultra-smooth performance, and features designed to take your gaming sessions to the next level. Whether you're chasing high refresh rates or breathtaking resolutions, this list has something for every gamer. Let's get started.
This video is presented you by Trusty Picks.
Selecting the perfect gaming monitor can elevate your gaming experience to a whole new level. Here's a concise guide to help you make the best choice. Choose between Full HD 1080p, QHD 1440p, or 4K UHD based on your GPU and desired visual quality. Aim for a higher refresh rate, 144 Hz or more, for smoother gameplay, especially for fast-paced games. IPS, best for vibrant colors and wide viewing angles. IPS, TN, ideal for fast response times and competitive gaming. VA, great for contrast but slightly slower response times. Ensure compatibility with G-Sync NVIDIA or FreeSync AMD to avoid screen tearing and stuttering. By evaluating these factors and aligning them with your gaming preferences, you can confidently invest in a monitor that suits your style and setup. Number 5. Samsung Odyssey Neo G8. It may not be the biggest monitor around, but the Samsung Odyssey Neo G is a great overall curved gaming monitor that gets all the basics right, then goes above and beyond for discerning gamers with its maximum Hz refresh rate. While that refresh rate is not as high as some of the overachieving 360 Hz, 480 Hz, or even 500 Hz monitors on this list, 240 Hz is a compelling sweet spot given its maximum 4K resolution. Samsung also equipped this inch monitor with a RVA panel that features mini LED lighting with dimming zones. Thanks to local dimming, we measured contrast at 25,001 versus the 30,001 typical of VA panels. To put that performance in perspective, the next closest competitor when we reviewed the Odyssey Neo G was the Gigabyte Muke. Only an OLED panel will give you better contrast against the Odyssey Neo G, and that greater contrast was greatly appreciated in HDR content. The monitor truly shines in gaming scenarios. With details maxed out, we easily achieved 120 FPS in games like Tomb Raider, Call of Duty WoW, and Doom Eternal. If we dialed back the setting a bit, the floodgates opened to approach the FPS maximum. Also, remember that the Odyssey Neo G will have a slightly smaller footprint than the monitors in the popular inch class. When the Odyssey Neo G8 debuted, its street price was around $1,400. Now, however, the monitor can easily be found for around $800 or lower. Number 4. Gigabyte M27QA ICE. It's easy to get overwhelmed with the breadth of options available when looking for a new gaming monitor. There are various sizes, panel technologies, refresh rates, resolutions, and so forth. But for someone who just wants a budget-friendly monitor that goes easy on the bank account, there's a stellar option from Gigabyte with the M27QA ICE. The M27QA ICE is a 27-inch QHD gaming monitor with an IPS display and a 180 Hz refresh rate. In addition, the monitor is Display HDR 400 certified and is compatible with both AMD FreeSync and NVIDIA G-Sync. Best of all, the M27QA ICE has a street price of well under $300, making it a sensible choice for value-minded gamers. However, don't that low price fool you. While the MQA ICE is rated for a contrast ratio of, we measured an impressive, for an IPS panel, and it covered % of the DCI-P gamut. Even more impressively, at this price, the M27QA ICE has a built-in KVM. Of course, some compromises had to be made to achieve this price. You won't find built-in speakers or fancy RGB lighting effects to spice things up. However, it's a fair compromise for what is an excellent gaming monitor value. Number 3. Asus ROG Swift PG27AQD. The Asus ROG Swift PG-AQD-P is the new king of the hill when it comes to high-performance OLED gaming monitors. The ROG Swift PG-27AQD-P has the same 2560 x 1440 resolution as our previous favorite, the Alienware AW2725DF, but boasts a maximum refresh rate of 480 Hz. Instead of 360 Hz, our instrumented testing showed a brightness of 400 nits in SDR content and 1300 nits in HDR content. Calibration was also stellar straight out of the box, while contrast and overall color reproduction were excellent, as expected from a modern OLED panel. Excellent video processing and tons of gaming-centric features make the ROG Swift PG27A QDP a must-have for discerning gamers. Among the OLED competition, the PG27A QDP was tied for first place in response time just 2 milliseconds, while it registered just 15 milliseconds for the input lag test. That put it in second place behind its larger brother, the PG32UCDP. However, it's hard to live up to the PGUCDP's millisecond showing, and MS is nothing to scoff at, and the PGUCDP also had an advantage by running the test at FHD instead of QHD. We had no trouble playing games like Doom Eternal at 340 FPS at QHD resolution with a GeForce RTX 4090 on the PG27A QDP. We just didn't have enough computing muscle to reach the upper 480 FPS limit of the monitor. Just be aware that the ROG Swift PG27A QDP has an MSRP of $999, making it a few $100 pricier than its closest competition. However, that price premium is warranted, given its performance and features. Number 2. Alienware AW2524HF 500 Hz. The Alienware AW2524HF plants its flag in the ground as the successor to the world's first 500Hz gaming monitor, the AW2524H. The AW2524HF includes most of the superlatives that made its predecessor such a standout monitor, but comes with a lower price tag due to the lack of the NVIDIA G-Sync module and a backlight strobe. However, while the AW2524H hit the market with an $800 plus price tag, the AW2524HF debuted at $650. Though 360 Hz displays are commonplace today, Dell's new entry ensures no frame tears or motion blur with flagship graphics cards capable of pushing frames per second. In addition to its outright speed, the AW2524H commands a 2 milliseconds advantage in control lag over its 360 Hz peers. It was only surpassed by the AW2524H. While casual gamers won't notice the difference in gameplay, it immediately impacted our hands-on testing. Competitive gamers will also notice the difference when online matches become intense. Just remember that if you want to realize the full potential of the AW2524HF, you'll need something like an AMD Ryzen 9 7950X3D or Intel Core i9 to 13900K processor with a GeForce RTX 4090 graphics processor. However, street pricing hovering around the $500 mark is a remarkable bargain for gamers with the central processing and graphics horsepower to back it up. Number 1. Dell S3222DGM. The Dell S3222DGM is a great all-around pick as the top gaming monitor, thanks to its excellent image quality, plentiful features, and typical solid build quality. At the heart of this display is a X-curved VA panel that supports both AMD FreeSync and NVIDIA G-Sync at up to 8 ZID. You might ask yourself, why has the S3222DGM been on the list for so long? After all, we first reviewed the monitor over 2 years ago. Well, the S3222DGM gets the fundamentals right and does so at an attractive price point. For example, we measured a contrast ratio of 4,209, one from its VA panel in our testing, putting it well ahead of the IPS competition, which typically maxes out around the 1,001 mark. With that level of dynamic range, we weren't as concerned about the lack of a dedicated HDR mode. The S3222DGMs delivers an enviable contrast ratio thanks to its 1800R curved VA panel. While the IPS competition often struggles to break much past 1001, the S3222DGM's VA panels shot to 4209, one in our tests. The display also reproduced 122% of the sRGB color gamut and 85% of the DCI-P3 gamut on our tests, along with an incredibly accurate gamut error rate of 2.07 dE. On the connectivity front, the SDGM features 2 HDMI connectors and 1 DisplayPort. Speaking of which, you get 1 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort cable in the box, both of which are of higher quality than you'll typically find with other gaming monitor pack-ins. For anyone looking for an excellent gaming monitor that won't break the bank, it's hard to argue against the Dell S3222 DGM. This concludes our ranking of the top best gaming monitors. If you find this video to be useful, kindly press the thumbs up button. Which one are you going to pick? Fill out the space below with your thoughts. For your time, I'm grateful. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you found this video to be helpful in any way so you won't miss any upcoming stuff. Whoever got this far. When the next video comes out, I want to see you there.